Juan Carlos Valdez. Juan Carlos had the courage, we were friends from school, and he had the courage to invite me to USANA. And I thought I was doing him a favor. But what really happened is that he was opening a door to me that thankfully I saw it, because it did change my life. So for Salvador and I, what has happened is that wealth is more about just having the health that we need to enjoy life, and also having time freedom to give experiences to our kids, like traveling the world. So we have been able to design a life we love through USANA, but more about that is just we understood the importance of sending a message. And the message is Dr. Juan's vision, and we are creating the healthiest family on earth. And with that, we are being able to impact as many lives as possible, and not only the lives of our associates and customers, but the lives of other people that truly need us. So this has been USANA for us. Thank you. So, before just giving the mic to Rich, let me just share with you how I met Rich. Because yes, he is young, he's healthy, he's happy, and he's rich. Yeah. That's intentional, right? I met him 3 years ago when we were traveling as a family in the Philippines, in Asia, and just meeting Rich was amazing to see. The first thing I saw was his smile, just this charm he has, and when I saw him interacting with his team, it was all about his heart. I just saw how full of love he was to serve other people. And one of the top things I was admiring when I was interacting with Rich, with Aya, and I didn't meet Sammy yet because he was not with us yet, his little son, is just, I was so grateful for the opportunity for my kids to have someone to look up to. A young, rich person, handsome person to look up to, and just have a very nice example. And just give my kids another example on how USANA is attracting these kind of people. Please give a round of applause to Rich.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Andrea. So it's fun that people from different parts of the world get to visit you in your hometown, and you get to collaborate with them and talk to them. So a little bit background of myself. By the way, I'm a Filipino. To all the Filipinos out there, we're spread all over the world. Yeah, and a bit background about myself. When I was 7 years old, unfortunately, my parents had to give me away. Unfortunately, they had to give us away because there was no money in the Philippines back then. Everyone has to go to like Precious told yesterday, OFW, overseas Filipino workers, right? But unfortunately, they did not come back anymore. Okay, and for me, it was a very hard childhood because I have to take care of myself and I have to take care of my siblings. Okay, so I'm the one in the red. I'm the cute one. Okay, and so at 11 years old, I asked my uncle, why is it that there are people who have money and why is there people who don't? Why is it other people have houses and we don't? Why is it that other children have their parents and we don't? What he told me that really changed my mind is that it's not your fault if you were born poor, but it will be your fault if you die poor. Yes! At 11 years old, I was talking like that to my uncle. 11 years old. So he told me, you have to learn how to sell stuff. You have to learn how to take care of yourself. You have to learn how to do business. So as a kid, I sold dried fish, squid, seafood. I sold computer parts. I sold cell phones. Anything I could get my hands on, I sell because I need money. Okay, and fortunate enough, all of us were able to graduate and have work. But after long years of working, long decades of working, I get to this crossroad. I asked my office mate, why is it that there are people who have their own yachts sailing around the world and who have their own planes flying around the world? And why is it that two of us are here working? Did you get to ask that question yourself somewhere? Then what he told me really changed my mind on employment. He said, don't bother. There are people like those, and there are people like us who need to work here our entire lives. Wow! When I heard that, I told myself, I still have dreams. Don't include me. Okay? So, 2010, August 2010, I was invited by my friend. I did USANA part-time. In the morning, I did USANA. In the evening, in the morning, I did my job. And in the evening, I did USANA. Every single day. Okay? It's like my second job. Okay? And every day, I look at the stock income earners list. I look at it, and one of the uplines told me, don't look at it too much. You might erase our names. At the back of my head, I told myself, I will really erase your name because I'm going to put my name there.
Yes.
Okay? So, I told him that with lots of hard work, with lots of discipline, focus, determination, and whatever it takes to get to my dreams, I'll become a diamond director soon.
Yes.
And now, I'm a 3-star diamond director.
Yes.
In front of you guys. So if I got it, you can do it as well. So that's just a quick background about myself, and I'll hand
Yes, let's go.
to
Good.
Miss Andrea.
So let's get to work. We want to talk about the rules of retention. Because this business is not about only bringing people on board, okay? We want them to stay for life. And there are two ways to see it, but they're like intertwined. We want to have customers, users of the product. Today, our CEO, Kevin Guest, said, Dr. Wentz is a customer, right? So we are all customers. That's why it's important to get familiar with that word. We are all customers. But there's also a very powerful area that we, and especially Rich is super professional in that.
Yeah, that's why I enjoyed the opening session a while ago when Kevin Guest was like enforcing or sharing the values of the company. Well, excellence, what else? Community, health, integrity, right? So those are very important when you reinforce the values in your team or in your customers, because that tends to attract those people who have the same values, and we want that. That's why we're all here, right? So what else? And more importantly, you show them how it's being done. Later on, I'll talk more about that in the leadership part. But yeah, let's go to the next.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, so let's talk about why customers stay. Okay, because we want to be sure that we are having these customers and staying for a long time, ideally for a lifetime. Okay, we joke and we say that we take our vitamins or essentials until you stop breathing. Okay, so that's the idea. How do we do that? We obviously experience the product, and then we friends. We are the difference maker when we have and we build a relationship with these customers. It's not about a one-time sale. It's about the relationship we build with the customers, because you never know that customer, and that's very probable if we take a good care of him or her, that they might become an associate and be these kind of people that Richard is referring to, because they are starting to breathe the same values. So that would be, why would customers stay in your organization?
And more so, there are two things that you have to bear in mind. Why those customers who turn to become associates, they stick with you. One, you create relationship with them. Okay, that's one. Number two, because they still need you to help them.
Right.
Okay? Bear in mind that they're not just people who have numbers or points here, right? Bear in mind that they're not just people who have like 500 points. No, they're people. There are people who have families. There are people who have real feelings. So you, as the upline, it's your responsibility to help them, grow them, and lead them to success. So those are my 2 tips for that.
Perfect. Great, so let's talk about the rules. And these rules not necessarily go in order. These rules, these are just 7 rules that we discussed together. And if you go to another presentation, you might see something else. But this is just what Rich and I found important. The first rule for us was just how we create these customers for life. And as we've been talking about a lot of experience, right? Have you heard about experience?
Yeah.
Our CEO has been talking about how we create an extraordinary customer experience. Well, the first experience that a customer has, that a user of the product has, is the product itself, right? So we want to experience the product. Why? Because sometimes we know so much that we try to explain all the benefits of the product in the first time we see them. And we explain so much, we try them to understand how wonderful these products are, and we don't let them experience the product. Or they get scared with too much information, right?
Yes.
So don't be afraid to let the customers experience the product, and then little by little you will teach them what are the benefits, and with experience and feeling it, it's going to be more open to understand. So to use and love the products, the customer experiences, and then eventually it understands it through our teaching, our education, our customer service, because we are part of that experience. And in order for a customer to never go, of course, an important customer will never let go of the products. Okay? So, and that way we might get a new associate. Okay? A tip I have for you is just document testimonials. We do have rules to share those testimonials because we are very compliant. It's a company that we take care a lot of what we say, but we can totally document the testimonials and be able to share it in a compliant way.
So rule number 2 is vision. Okay? There's a saying in the Bible that people without vision, they will perish. So the question is, what is your vision for yourself? What is your personal why? I love that Eduardo Barreto yesterday was talking about their personal why. And it's very important. I would like to share with you my personal why. Okay? Personal why is, at first, I want to earn a lot of money, become so rich that I would be literally my name would be Rich. So I'll be going out of the rat race, and eventually I'll be helping my parents, and eventually I'll be helping a lot more people. Because for me, life's not worth living if you keep worrying about money your entire life. So, and on top of that, at the same time, health, right? So that's why I love USANA, because it tackles 2 things, right? So make sure you have that personal why. You share that vision to your friends, your community, your associates, your customer, because that's how they stay, that's how they attract, that's how they get attracted. Okay? Number 2, who would it serve? Okay, your vision, who would it serve? Okay? It's very important that you have like a target market or a target group of people, because a vision is much more powerful and magnetic and attractive if that vision is not only for you. Right? Okay? So you have to understand that, of course, your personal vision comes first, because you have to take care of yourself, personal needs, and then eventually your own family. At first, my vision was for myself only. Okay? Then afterwards, when I hit my goal already, had that kind of income already, I sent my parents home already. Okay? And I looked for them and sent them home. And 2011 was our first Christmas together as a whole family after 21 years. Wow. So, and then eventually when I had that, it's more of not for me anymore, but for the people around me, right? And next is, how would it serve the many, right? So the good thing about USANA is that the vision of Dr. Myron Wentz is so powerful. His vision is very attractive because imagine your vision is to create the healthiest family on earth. Can we repeat that? The healthiest family on earth. Who wouldn't want to be part of that?
Who wants to be part of that?
Who wants to be part of that? Right? We just share that simple vision to people. Hey, you know people who wants to be part of the healthiest family on earth? That's it, right? It's a very strong vision, okay? So, reminder, share your vision, share Dr. Myron's vision, and hold on to that vision, okay? Work for it.
Thank you, Rich. Let me just ask them, who has a clear vision statement for their life? Hands raised? Perfect. You know what, guys? We need to work in hours. We truly need, even if you're not in USANA, everyone has to have a vision for their own life. It's super important, and this is a workshop. So why don't you take 30 seconds to reflect on these 3 questions that Rich is just putting here, and just write down 2 or 3 words that will trigger the work that you're gonna do ideally tonight, right? To define your vision. Because it's super important. We We all need in USANA, we all need this vision, and we want you to, if you have received this question again, to raise your hand up in the air, okay? So please take 30 seconds to write the 2 or 3 words that will trigger the answers to these 3 points. Is that okay? This is a workshop.
Very powerful question. So make sure, my tip would be, make it exciting for you. Make it compelling for you. So no one would judge your vision. Don't worry. Okay? We have our own visions, we have our own thing. Just make sure when you think about it, you feel something. Okay? You feel something excited. More feeling than thinking. Okay? That will really push you towards your goal.
More feeling than thinking. That's
Okay,
super
so
powerful.
we have
Okay.
20 more seconds left for you to write your vision.
Okay.
See how important it is. That yesterday we talked about that. Now we talk about that.
Let's do it, yes.
That's how important it is. Yes. Be it a number, be it a group of people, be it like helping True Health Foundation, be starting your own foundation, be helping your family.
Everything's valid.
Anything.
Right.
Being the healthiest person on earth, Dr. Marinwan, second to Dr. Marinwan, right? It's up to you. Okay.
Perfect. Let's move on. Let's go for rule number 3. Remember, we are talking about the
Definitely
rules of
no.
retention, in case you have forgotten.
first part.
Okay? Rule of retention number 3 for us was just the environment. Because growth occurs in a thriving environment where people feel nurtured and empowered. This is where we want people to be also challenged and expected to grow. So in all the events and activities that you create, be sure that you follow the USANA values. Rich was talking about that. So the first one, let's go, for example, with the values, talking about health. Are your events, or are the events you're attending, promoting the health aspect? Or are there events that are not promoting health? Just be sure when you design your events, just be sure that you're hitting them, okay? And the activities attached to that event are also promoting that healthy aspect, okay? And these are going to be again intertwined, because when you have these events, you are targeting another value, that is community. Okay, community is super important. And it's not only always about fun. Community brings people together also when we serve. So we do, in USANA, we have a wonderful opportunity to serve. Just be sure that you know what do we do at the True Health Foundation. It's very important for us to have that in our heart. And I'm going to share that something very personal. I was raised in a way that I was taught to take care of me. We were taught that at home. So we were not raised to teach, to serve other people. We were kind people. But service was not in our weekly habits. Yes? So just coming to the US, I'm from Mexico, I've been living in the States for 9 years, and I have found that there's a culture, that there's an environment where you can serve in many different opportunities. Obviously, it's our responsibility to get involved. And in those events, just if you're a leader and you're thinking about, or you're starting to be a leader and creating these events, be sure that you also promote the service value. Okay? And talking about the people you are attracting, obviously, just think about the other values. People with integrity, people with excellence. And when you attract those people, it's because you are just showing off those values, right? So what is going to happen is when you create that environment, people are going to breathe those values, are going to breathe that culture, and you're going to create a team that is identified with that culture. Does it look like it's something you can do and you're willing to do? And we have to be very intentional, right? About creating those things, because they are not going to happen just because we want them. We are the designers of this environment, and it's super important that we put everything we have in order to get these kind of environments again for our people, okay? Rich?
Wow, we're giving them like golden nuggets here. I hope they understand what we're talking about.
Yes.
The value that we're sharing. Okay, so who here wants to become a leader?
Woo!
Okay, very good. Because for you to keep people, for you to keep your associates or your customers, you have to step up as a leader. And one thing, one skill that a leader should know is coaching. Okay? I'm sharing with you lots of nuggets here.
Yes.
Okay?
I want to sit down there.
Because some people they thought that you just have to do the business, you just have to sell products, you just have to enroll people. This is one of the secrets why we have so much retention in our teams, in our groups, okay? So I'll give you like 3 types of listening, okay? One is people listen to speak. What does it mean? Okay, I sit in front of you, then I wait for you to finish speaking, then I speak immediately. It's like, okay, when will you stop speaking? That's listening to speak, okay? Let me be clear on that. We don't do that, okay? Number 2, there are people who are listening to just hear. Get the info here, out in the info here. So, wait, let me translate that in English. Go info info out. Okay? So, we don't do that, okay? Those are people just there, okay. We're not that kind of coach. We're not that kind of leader. Okay? Now, I want you to understand this. The 3rd type of listening is listening to understand. Okay? When you listen to understand, you have to understand that is a person that has a family. That person has a family. That person have stress in his or her job. That person just came from a traffic jam. That person who also have dreams like you. Okay? So, listen to understand. He's someone like you as well. Okay? So, those are the 3 types of listening. Next would be training duplication. Okay? It's very important. Mentor Rich, I thought we're here just to sell products and we're here just to enroll people. No. If you want to keep people, you want to keep your associates, you want to keep your customers, you're here to train your people. Even your customers, I heard one very good strategy from a diamond director. Mm-hmm. He even has like a get-together combination activity for all his customers.
Right.
Yeah, all his customers. He invited his home or in an event, and they just talk about the food. They just talk about everything else, and there are like product trainings, and they're still training their customers. I did that as well when I went diamond. I invited all of my customers.
Wow. Isn't it a great idea?
Yeah. So trainings are not just for associates. Okay? Trainings are for customers as well. To keep them. Okay, number 2. For associates, you have to learn how to train them to coach people as well. To do one-on-one goal setting. Okay? You have to train them. It's good that if you train them to master the basics. Take note of my keyword, master the basics.
Correct.
Not just know the basics. Everyone knows the basics. You just go to YouTube and you know it, right? I remember when I'm an IT programmer. So it took me like years to study how to program.
Yes.
Then eventually I realized there are kids who know how to program from YouTube.
The YouTube. Yes.
It's crazy, right? Everyone knows everything. But if you want to create a powerful team or community, you teach them to master the basic, not just know. Are you learning?
Yes.
So I even got this from my downline, Precious. Where's Precious? See, she's a 4-star diamond director. So, don't master the basics. Selling the products, sharing the products, prospecting, inviting, presentation, right? Closing deals, and everything else, right? Another thing to master is coaching and supervision. Okay, coaching, supervision, monitoring, and motivation. You have to learn how to do that. Okay, a while ago I was talking to some kids and they were like, they want me to become a diamond director too. I said, okay, you've done the basic, you've mastered the basic, learn how to master coaching. Okay, that's how you take care of people. Are you learning?
Yes.
Are you learning?
Yeah.
Because I can see you with all the lights here. So I just need to get that feedback, okay? Now, basically that.
may I add something to the coaching?
Sure.
And mastering the basics. I always tell this story, maybe you have heard about this. There is a very good coach, he was very famous, Coach Wooden. And he has written many books. And he was very famous because he was a basketball coach and he went and won many national championships, college basketball. But every time his team won, the very next training after winning the championship, the very next training was just how to tie up the shoelaces. So you were talking to these big, huge people that play professional basketball, amazing players, and the next training was how to tie your shoelaces. Because mastering the basics is super important, even if you think you know it. Okay? Just be sure, and that has to do also with monitoring and measuring. Just be sure that your skills are okay. And if you keep on practicing, if you're really doing it, you will keep your skills. And remember, what is not measured is not controlled. It cannot move forward, right? You don't know. You don't do anything if you don't measure how you're doing the things.
I'd like to add to that. We're being diamond.
Good, yes, let's go.
Diamond nuggets here. We want to give
Just go to
the
nuggets.
most value to you guys. Okay, are you enjoying? Are you learning? Okay. So another thing, I remember one of my mentors, Vice President Ma'am Duday, Vice President of let's give her a round of applause, please. Vice President of Thailand. She always reminds me that no matter how so much leaders you have, how high their ranks are. Okay, who here have people under them already?
That's good.
Always remember this. Always remember this. No matter how high the ranks are, no matter if they're on the strong leg or the 5,000 point leg, they are still your people. They are still your leaders. Don't forget to invite them in your training. Don't forget to say hi, hello. Don't forget that personal touch you had before when they were still like business centers or believers or builders. Okay? So coaching is not just for those who are starting, but those who are already up there. Okay? You're still your responsibility. At the end of the day, you have the heart to do this. Perfect. Okay? You're rich now.
Good. Let's go to the other rule. That is communication. Communication in your organization is crucial. The teams that flow, their communication flows very well, it's going to be a successful team. It's going to be a team where there are no hidden agendas, everything flows, and they know exactly also what to do, what are the goals, what are the expectations, and Rick's going to talk about that later. But let's talk about how do you promote communication within the team you already lead or you are leading, or you are going to be leading. Okay? The first, we need to take care of 5 aspects or 5 relationships. The first one is how the leader communicates with the team. Okay? That's a very important way of communication, and the leader has to be very clear and transparent. Yes. Okay? The leader is the one that crafts that vision at the initial, when the team starts, and the leader is the one that is responsible to put that vision in front of the team all the time. So sometimes we just step back and we want the team to keep on going. The leader needs to keep on communicating with the team, to be present, because that's the reason why it's the leader. Okay? So that's one relationship. Talking about communication. The other relationship is the way back. How the team communicates with the leader. And this is where you as a leader need to be open to receive, not everything, but feedback. Okay? So this communication between the team and the leader needs to be open, needs to be transparent, needs to be respectful. Okay? I truly admire the Filipino teams because they have this relationship very clear. It's not that it's only a matter of up and downs. It's just this respect they project and they have among themselves. Telling the coach, they refer to each other as mentors, right? Even if they're starting. If he started USANA before the next one, the first one would be the mentor because he knows a little bit and they respect that. And they refer to each other, even in their personal life, they refer to Sir, Rich, right? They're super respectful in that sense. So the team is the one that takes care of that communication with the leader, just being very transparent. Things can be said when they're said with respect, okay? And that flow needs to be bi-directional. Okay, there's another area that we need to be very good in communication, and that is among the team.
Correct.
Between the team, there are not hidden agendas. We're not competition among the
Correct.
team. It's not, if we work together, there's sun for everyone, right? That's the way we say it in Spanish. Hay sol para todos, el sol sale para todos. Right? So in order, if we decide and we choose to help each other and be transparent and be very clear with the things we have to say, we don't have anything to hide.
Yeah.
Especially because we are part of this USANA family, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that same thing translates with our crossline teams.
Correct.
Friends, it's just being a privilege in my USANA journey to be able to work with other leaders. When I started in USANA 12 years ago, in my first year, I had the chance we didn't have too much training in Mexico when we were starting, so I was just looking to find a place where to learn from, and I found a beautiful team that was getting together in San Antonio 11 years ago. And I remember my brother and I traveling to see that team, and I started just looking at all those people that appeared in the Health and Freedom newspaper. Jeremy Stansfield, Jared Krebs that is here with us, Daniel, Hunter, Brian, Monica Pembroke, and just all those names that were so legendary for me. And I went there and I had the privilege to just learn from them because they had a heart where they were also not only pouring into their teams, but they were sharing information with other teams. This way is the way we grow. This is a mentality of abundance. Going, just understanding that we are not enemies between teams. It's just this cross-line relationship is all about helping each other. If I go to Manila, I know that I can count on Rich. I know that I can count on him. So it's not that he is going to do anything bad to me, because we understand the value of holding hands and working together and just sharing the USANA vision together. Do you agree with this?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so let's go ahead and promote it and be an example of this relationship, clear, transparent with other crossline teams and help each other. Okay? USANA needs us together. So that's what we want to do, right? Help each other grow and just make this explode. Okay? The last relationship, the last area we need to take care about communication, and this again is about us coming together. The message we send to the rest of the world as USANA associates. Okay? Because that's what it's opening or closing the door to other people. Every time we represent USANA, we need to totally represent USANA. I love when Michael Calleja said that if people need to ask you, hey, do you really use the product? Right? That's not good, right? That's not good. We need to surprise our prospects. We need to surprise the people that they don't know anything about USANA. How? With the first impression. The way we look, the way we feel, the way we talk, the way we express ourselves, the way we talk about other people talks about who we are.
Yes.
Okay? So again, friends, it's not that we are very insistent with the values. If you are developing your business with the values that USANA promotes, they're only four. For sure you have more values. But these only 2 or 4 values are the pillars of what we do. And that creates what we are communicating to the world. Okay? Every interaction counts. You don't have to be on the stage to be talking to people. Right? That happens every single time you interact with someone, either in presence of that person or online. So my invitation would be, just be careful with what we post, the way we talk, the way we express ourselves, and if you're a parent, Parents here? Right? We are teaching this to our kids also. Remember, it's not about only how good we are in the business, but how we behave ourselves at home. Okay? Well, so that would be for communication.
Which turns me to number 5, number 6 is collaboration. So collaboration is the new thing right now. Okay? Doing business right now is not anymore about competition. It's all about collaboration. Okay? So collaborating on your shared targets, goals, concerns, needs, wants, activities, and solutions for all of it. Right? So for example, let's have a little workshop, okay? Shake the hand of your seatmate and say, "Hi, my name is Rich, and I'm a dreamer."
Hi.
My name is Lawrence.
My name and I'm
I think that's in Dylan Jerry, Mom.
and I get to live.
I'm a go-getter.
Hi, Rich.
Ano ba?
You know what it said? He said, "I am Rich here."
Hi,
See that? Yes?
my name is
So
RJ.
anyway, so did you get to tell your seatmate's friend?
I'm from the Philippines.
They
Canada.
say,
Canada.
Practice, practice, practice.
Nice to meet you.
Practice here.
Hello, my
Why
name is
wait for you to
RJ,
go home? You can
and
practice
I'm from
here.
the Philippines.
Please, talk, okay? So, another thing about collaboration,
nice to meet you.
is that, as what Andrea said, USANA needs us to collaborate to help each other out, okay? She trained my team last night. I shared stuff to her team last night.
Right.
I mean, we're not teammates, right? I shared everything I know about doing USANA to their team. So this is a very good way of doing business, right?
Yes.
Who agrees to that? Okay, let's wait for the translation. Okay, so another thing is that if you think about it, if we don't collaborate, it will be costly for the company. Therefore, it will be costly for the teams. Therefore, costly in terms of putting up your own events, putting up your own expenses, putting up your own operations, right? It will be costly for the company, for the team, eventually for the individual. Get it? Imagine if we could just have this, but what if we could all collaborate? Right? All help each other out. And I have this, I imagine all the time, you know? I have this vision for the USANA family that if we all just learn to collaborate, every one of us, time will come, United Nations will invite us.
That's a nice dream.
You know why? Because we collaborated so much. The entire world collaborated, the entire USANA world collaborated so much that we made a global impact. The True Health Foundation, that we were able to decrease like world hunger by 50%. Imagine that.
Sabog.
And Dr. Myron
Sabog.
would be invited to the UN, and he would be recognized because of what we all did.
Wow.
Imagine how collaboration could push us that far. Now imagine how collaboration could get your team that far. Right? So learn how to collaborate. Okay? It needs practice.
Let me say something. Sure. Because you know what? I just get excited when I listen to this. Because sometimes we're dreaming very little. And I include myself in that. Because when I listen to dreams like this, don't you think we're dreaming too little sometimes?
Yeah. Correct.
Don't you think we're dreaming too little sometimes? Yes! Yes! Because, I mean, I wouldn't have thought about just being invited by the UN. Right? I mean, that was not in my thermostat here. And he changed it. So the idea is for us to get empowered and just get excited about dreaming higher, dreaming bigger. Because God doesn't want us to just dream like tiny.
Yes.
Okay? So again, this is attached to the reflection homework. I mean, the vision homework, reflecting on the vision of your life. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to see yourself? And you can put the years you want, but it's just about getting excited about your dreams. Rich didn't say yes to the person that said, there are people that do this and there are people like us that do this. He refused to accept that. And from that, he keeps on growing. He is very young. He's where he's at because he dreams big. And he's an example of what we want to do, what we need to do. Sorry, I just got excited.
Thank you very much. Maybe Dr. Myron might hear about this from me.
Yeah, for sure.
Rich tan, I heard. So anyway, okay, next slide, please.
Sure. You go.
Okay. So another thing about leadership is that we are talking about leadership. So a key skill with leadership is communication skill. I have to go back to communication because we are in a business of communicating vision, things to people. I am very, very amazed. I'm very, how should I say this? I'm very inspired and shocked, inspired in awe. Because in convention, I met a silver director and I met an executive gold director who's both deaf and mute.
Wow.
And they're executive gold directors. Right? So that's a shout out to you guys. Right? So if they can do it, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Right? Everything's possible.
Everything's possible.
So communication. That's how you practice. That's how you listen to understand. That's how you sell a product. That's how you retain a person. Communication. So let's do a little workshop again. Turn to the person on your other side and say, hi, my name is this, and I'm a dreamer too.
Hi, my name is Bernie.
Again? My name is RJ and I'm a dream come true.
Lawrence. Yeah, I'm a go-getter.
Okay. Oh, my name is RJ and I'm a dreamer too. Oh, where are you from? Oh, Celia. Yeah, Philippines.
I'd like to share with you a short story from the Bible.
Yun. Diamond.
There's this master who gave like 5 talents of gold to his slave and gave like 2 gold to another one, gave 1 gold to another one. And he said that upon return, you can do whatever you want. Okay? Then upon his return, the one who had the 5 gold or 5 talents, okay, became 10 talents. And the one with the 5 talents, the 2 talents became 4 talents. And the one with the 1 talent remained the same. And because the master asked why. He said, I dug a hole in the ground and keep it for it to become safe. So upon your return, I give it to you again. So you know the lesson here? So the story ended up like that 1 talent was taken away from him and was given to the person who made that 5 talents into 10 talents. So the lesson of the story, any talent you don't use, you lose.
Yeah.
Okay? So the talent, we all have that communication skill. We all have that leadership skill. We all have that skill of really caring about people. Use it. Develop it. And you'll be surprised what that will do to your business. It's amazing. Okay? So, yes. Last but not the least, lead by example. Very important. I mean, you could ask me anything about John Maxwell, about Jim Rohn, about Tony Robbins, about everything, but it all sums up.
Thank you.
What you want your team to do, you do. That's
All right.
it. Okay? You want your team to move, you move. You want your team to rank advance. You want your team to grow, you grow. That's it. I learned that from Bob Lynn and Mary Mock. They're the 12-star diamond director, right? And they're still growing.
Yes.
Right? So it's as simple as doing it again. Doing it so that your people could do it. You know, people don't do things because of what you said. People do things because of what you do. Okay? So, yeah, that's the best advice I would give for people. Lead by example.
Leadership. You know what, Rich? Also, our CEO Kevin Guest talked about this today. Right? He asked us a very important thing to do. He asked us to think about, remember? Who remembers what did Kevin Guest ask us to do this morning? To think like
Wala pa ako
that?
picture kay Myron.
CEO, right? And he gave 3 points.
Ito na libro.
Remember?
Kailan ba?
Guys, where were you? We were all together there.
Live up.
And he said, you are the CEO of your company. But please think bigger and just think about as a CEO of USANA. And just think about these 3 things. And one of those 3 things was lead by example. Right?
Correct.
Who remembers the other 2? Let's see. Well, those are the pillars. But talking about the CEO, he said, live by example. Think about the future and keep moving forward. Okay? Guys, we come here. We come here and don't just receive the information. It's super important. And this is the tip extra from the training. Just everything we receive, implement. Be sure that you write your notes and read them again and work on them. Because if not, it's not going to be worth it. The time you're here, the money you spend to be here, all the effort that you're making to be here, go ahead and do it. The difference between you and the people that have achieved it is just that they put in practice the things that they learned. Okay? So the power is not in the knowledge alone. As Rich said, is that you can ask him anything about the books, Jim Rohn, Mental Maxwell, or any of those. It's just that he has implemented that, so the knowledge has transformed into action. So can we have your commitment that you are going to translate this into action?
Yes.
These 7 rules?
Yes.
Okay, and to make them rules, I mean, they need to be followed, right?
Tapos na to,
Don't-
7
I know
rules.
we'd like to break rules, but don't break
Okay.
this one.